So, we are back. That took a little bit longer than expected, but we're back nonetheless. So I want this to be a links section. I think first of all, I want them left and right of each other. I went like a really mobile approach. And I want to undo that a little bit. So let's go over here and make sure our links to work. Right. So let's have a div ID. Should we call it links? We need like a clear name. So then, just want to make sure we're not on a live one, that's why. Gonna go live. That would explain it. There we go. So we want to make that section links. That's after ID have it there, links, and then flex direction. This is going to be a column. Sorry, it's going to be a row, because then we can get those two in line. But let's just figure out what's going on here that it's not working now. So get the div links. It's very small. I think the issue we have is that the width is like not 100% or something. It's not that. Interesting. What's causing it to... It's not that either. What are you inheriting? Why are you so small? Grow! We got the flex direction. Do I have to specify like display flex? Oh, I needed to specify it as a flex for some weird reason. Still like brushing up on how those things work. Oh, but it's going off now. That's not okay. So you can do 100% but no more. Okay, so we need width 100%, display flex to solve this issue. So width 100%, display flex on it. So display flex, flex direction row, width 100%. Cool. That gives us what does that give us? That gives us that now. Something. Now we need to align it. Is it align content? I think it's align items. Justify. There you go. What does justify items do? No, it's justify content. That's to get it centered. Now, what's causing it to be such a thick boy? Why are you so thick? Not the line height. It's when I display flex it that it wants to... That's weird. Now we're gonna have link title and link URL. But I think we need to... So it's interesting. So the p tag is block line. Or is it? Can we do display block for these so that it forces them? Oh, it doesn't change anything though. I was like hoping we could do like and what if I wrap it in a div? Just want to see something. That won't change anything, but if I wrap... Hey Vinay, how's it going? Good to see you here again. Okay, there we go. So if I wrap those in divs, then we're getting somewhere. There we go. Can I see what's going on here? Links. There we go. Your mic is nice. Which one? I have a Sennheiser PC363D, and I got a little pop filter that I added to it. It's pretty cool. I like it. This is going to be the link URL. I'm going to change this back to a class. Link title, link URL. We're going to need to add padding, 20 pixels. You know what I'm thinking now? Instead of justify content center, we might want to use this center space between or space around, one of those. Space around. Yeah, there you go. Space around. Okay, but the width. Did we add a width to this? We added a width of 100%. Is it because of space around now that's causing that? Or is it the padding? Because I'm pretty sure we solved that issue. Clearly not. Something else introduced that issue. So space around is not a problem. How are you getting outside of that? So we got links. That's a flex. I think it's because of the new div classes that we did. They need a flex as well. So display flex. Might need what's 100% on it. What did we break that's so bad now? That's strange. Flex container div link title. What allows you to push out? Is it the compy? I prefer center still, to be honest. Just do like padding left and right. So 0 for the top and bottom, and maybe like 50 pixels left and right. And then the P tags. What are we going to add for the P tags now? We want to center them as well. So we can just do something like links P. That should target the P tags. Text, align, center. It's either that or have a center class that we apply to everything. Or we might want to actually style those, so we can leave it like that. So add a title for your URL, link. Isn't saying link URL the same as saying like link or URL? We'll figure that out later. Should we have a button that says like add more links or something? Inside of it, so like button ID. What should we call it? Oh geez, forgot about that. That shouldn't be part of the flex, so stick you outside of there. Just say like add more links or something. And we need some spacing at the bottom, so ID links. Do like padding or just margin bottom. Give us like 50 pixels. Give us some breathing room, please. Maybe it's a bit much. Give us like 20. give us some breathing room, but not too much. Yeah, that's a bit better. And the format, you need to chill out. But we'll do that afterwards. Add more links. So what happens when we click add more links? We want to add all of this and all of this. This is going to be interesting. It's really going to be interesting. So we're gonna have to use append child and create in tandem. We need to see what nodes they are. So how do we bold this? We need a... No, right here. We need a P element, right? Then we need a input element. Actually, we're going to do the whole thing. So it's going to have to be a div element, then it's going to be a P, then it's going to be an input. And we're going to make sure that's link title. And exactly the same, but this one's going to be link URL. So that's what we need to create basically inside of there. So let's go to our JavaScript. I'm gonna make a new function. Wrap this all in comments. Is there a thing? A command? How do I turn this into a comment? I'm so used to Notepad++, so I still gotta get used to this. Isn't there an option where I can just... There you go. Toggle block comment. There you go. Control-Shift-A. Okay, so function. What are we gonna call it? Add... Hello, near this. How's it going? Good to have you drop by. What should we call this? You know what I'm really bad at? I always look at those examples and they look so nice and so clean, and then I write my functions and they just look like shit. What do I call this? So we're adding new links to work. So you would call it add links, add link section, add links section. Should we say add links section? That, like, it's clear enough, right? Add links section. And then what we need to do, several things we need to do. So we first need to get the element of the div that we're doing all of this in. So do we just say L element equal to document get element by ID? I could really use the programmers in here tonight, and it seems all my regulars are gone. But hello, near this, you becoming a regular as well, aren't you? But I could really have used Christophorus or Virani, or even Koof, because they always give me hell. Hey, we got the Matrix follower now in here. It's really awesome. Yeah, I could really use the them giving me slack for my coding conventions, because this is what happens, you know? I'm going wild right here. Hey, Virani! Finally, do I have to just call your names and you guys, have you thought you got rid of me? Exactly. Yes, help me, please. I need help. I want to write my functions better. So right now I named a function. What happens is when you click on a button, it's going to add a new section of links. So naming convention, add links section. Does that sound good to you? And then what would you call, I want to reuse like names. So if I'm getting an element by ID, should I just name the variable L, EL, element, or is it like a standard practice? L equal to document get element by ID links. So now we know what we're working with. L is not really a good name. I've seen people use it. Okay, so it's bad. Bad. We don't like it. Should we say div then? That's a div we're going to be working with. The div is document get element by ID links. Is that better? Because we're working with a div. And then we could say let paragraph equal to document.create element p. Jeez, my chat's blowing up. What's happening? But you better tell people what kind of element it is. Be descriptive with names. Yeah, I guess I'm so used to short form. Everyone's short forming. Hey, Kufi's here. But you better tell people what kind of element it is, like links element. Whenever that div doesn't work, you'll name it fucking div. You can use div, by the way. It's a variable in JavaScript. Div's not reserved in this, is it? I mean, I've used it many times and it works just fine. And the complainer doesn't complain either. I think you might be confusing it with HTML div. Using div would get confusing. I guess it would. Links section. I don't want to say, could section be confusing? Should we say links? But divs aren't capitalized, and camel case, that's going to look awful. Well, just don't. Imagine you have 100 functions and they all have variables like div and paragraph. Okay, but what's wrong with that if it's relevant to the single section that you're working on? So it's called add links section. The div is get element by ID links. The paragraph is create a element p. You know what I mean? What do you guys recommend? Is div short for something? I'd say it's not descriptive. Your face is not descriptive. Still love you though. Okay, let's look at our hierarchy. So we got divs, right? Then in each div we're gonna have a link title and a link URL. But otherwise it all falls under links. So what will we call it? Links container? Maybe that's better. That's more descriptive. There you go. I think you guys like that, right? Links container. It's a container that contains all the links. We like that. Can we agree? I'm using it. I like it. It's descriptive. Hey, Offlight X, how's it going? More new people! Yay! It's good to have you here. Haven't seen you around before unless you've been lurking. Welcome to the channel. Now that we've got links container, we can call paragraph links paragraph then? Do you guys like that? Links paragraph? Is that a bit more descriptive? Can we have container of links? Oh, goof. Oh, you changed your name. What was your name before? Offlight X. I mean, that's not obvious. You know, you're coming to change my name. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Who were you before? Flozik. Flozik? Okay, well, I don't think I remember seeing you around before. Flozik. Variable of container of links. Oh god, Virani. No. I got to... This is the container that houses all of the links in the links div of the page. You guys wanted descriptive. Don't give me shit, because I swear to god I will name it this. You think I'm joking? I will. Done. You want descriptive? Push me. I dare you. This is pretty descriptive. It's readable, right? Oh, wait. The container, just to mess with Virani. All of the links there. Virani must be like going mad now. This is a coded documentation, I'd say. No, this is bad practice. Remove it instantly, please. Okay, fine. Fine. Links container. You can breathe now. Links paragraph, document.create element p. We're creating a new paragraph. Then we need to... how are we going to get around this? That's creating the p element, but you still need a node for it. Because without the node, I wonder what happens if you don't have a node. We must test, but we need to create a text node. Because if we don't do that, we have nothing. Well, actually, that's what's going to be inside of it. Inside of the p. Oh, hold on. Where it says link title, links title, why would we use inner HTML? Because create text node is apparently the preferred way. Anyone with DOM experience, you want to come school me. When you don't have a node, you need to learn some other backend language. What? This would say links title. We'll play around with that and we'll come back to it, okay? Why do I need const? It's going to keep converting everything to const, you know that. Links... oh god. What do we do here? That doesn't look right, but we're going to have to do that because camel case, right? Why not? It won't be sanitized when a node is used. Inner HTML is not a good practice, is it? It needs sanitization, why not? It won't be okay, wait. Who's right and who's wrong now? I'm confused. You both confused me. Links URL, what do you call it? It's not a title. Is it a heading? Should we do a heading? Create text node. What are we calling it again? Link URL. I am not wrong. Yes. Yes, I am not wrong. Yes. What did Koof even say? You said nothing. You just lolled. Just laughing. Amazing. And he agrees with you. Links title heading, links URL heading. I like how it doesn't correct this, so I can use a let. Can I use all of these at let without you correcting it? Cool. That was weird. Earlier it didn't. So let links contain a document.getElement by ID links. Let links paragraph equal to document.createElement p. But where are you going to create the element? You're going to create it in links. Okay. Use const by default. He is not wrong because he hasn't said something. Oh, you guys. We need to create a new element. Div. Let links. Oh god, this is gonna get messy now. So the entire container is what houses all the links. Then we need a div inside of that. This is the structure. Links. Then we need a div for link title and link URL. Links title container. How about that? Yes. Document dot create element div. Right? And you guys said we're gonna use const. Hold on. What is the shortcut? Because I'm so used to Notepad++ to do this. Let me select multi-line! Mother yuck! I'm going to murder you. What is the short key? Change the const or we riot. Highlight and control D. What the fuck did that do? Whoa! No, but what just happened now? No way. That's cool. Do you know how easy it is in Notepad++? You hold control and you just freaking select that section. Can't wait till you get your head around React.js. Alt click. Alt click. No, alt click doesn't do anything. It's still selecting everything. Anyway, it's fine, it's done. We'll figure it out in time. Links container, links title container is that. Links URL container is that. But first we're going to write our code in semantic order. So you got your container, then you got your title container, then you're going to create a paragraph in there. Then you're going to create links title. Then you're going to have the container again. Then we're going to need another Control D is love. And then how do you know? So once you Control D, how do you select all the occurrences? I have to keep hitting Control D to go deeper. No man, that can't be the only way. That's silly. I'm used to holding Control and then I can literally individually select as much of this as I want to. Don't make me like bring Notepad++ and show you. Control Shift highlight is what you're looking for. Control Shift. Nope, doesn't do that either. We are 5 minutes arguing what to name some variable and declaring them, right? Okay, let's continue. Okay, so after we found the container and then we get a div, right? We need to now append the div, the child, to the div. So we need to go links container dot append child. I think it's append child for this, and then links title container. And if this works, you know, have some quality console logging there. We need to register a new event handler in my beautiful add events function. Look how nice it looks, guys. Come on, admit that you like it. Admit that you love it. Oh, there's another thing that I'm used to. In Notepad++, when I do Control D, the current line that I'm on, it creates a copy of the line and puts it underneath the next line. What is the shortcut in VS? Because I need that. Otherwise, I'm going to go sit like an idiot and go and Control C and then paste. Control Shift D. Stop messing with me. Open my freaking debug. Okay, next person. If someone says Alt 4 now, I'm just gonna. Why do I listen to you guys? Like, there's so much trust. That could have literally done anything. I want to know how I can copy the line that I'm currently on. In Notepad++, you do Control D and it copies it. I could just Google it, you know. I don't know. Copy line currently on VS Code. Control C without selecting on the line. Really? You guys have like weird shortcuts, eh? Control Shift Alt Up. What the fuck? Control Shift Alt Up. Oh, I'm editing multi-lines! That's what I needed! Control Shift Alt Up! Oh, this is madness! Yes! You guys are awful. I'm gonna just Google. Control C without selecting anything on the line, then Control V. Oh, there you go! Hey! He was actually telling the truth. That is amazing, guys. Look at that. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Oh shit. Oh fuck, what happened? Bring back my stuff. Okay, there we go. I'm happy. Get element by ID. What did we call it again? I'm trying to, I don't know if you noticed, but all the buttons I try to add button to it, and I try to make it descriptive. So add links button. Is that descriptive for you guys? Or should it be, this is the button that adds new links to the links section? Is that better? No. Okay. Fair enough. So I think you liked add links button. Okay, I agree. Click, and we're gonna call the add links section function. Yes. Yes, no. Oh, you guys. I need to add a poll so you guys can vote. Okay, cool. Let us go check our monstrosity. In the console over here, what's the time? 21:34. We have an error. I should have probably checked my log. Missing passing error. Where? I can't. What's wrong? Oh. Links title heading equal to. Where'd the document go? Just got wrecked. Yes. Is assigned a value. Okay, great, we get it. Okay, so if you notice over here, guys, do you notice over here? Just look very closely here. Just come a bit closer. Just a little bit closer. Okay, and there we are. Are you going to use the VS Code debugger? So your IntelliSense shows all options when you're typing BTN. Wait, two different people. Are you going to use the VS Code debugger? No. Hello. Near this. Why? Should I be disabling it? If you guys have like performance for me, please do help, because I get a lot of random stuff that I don't need. I just set it up. I have a lot of extensions, but I haven't really set up settings. And if you want to be real nice with your declarations, use your element type first. What do you mean by that, OfflightX? Oh, you mean BTN. So if I had to type in BTN dash that, it would show all the BTNs. What's wrong, Koof? What is wrong? I think Koof's just grumpy. Go back. Go back where? Go back where? Go back where? Where was I? Using debugger is more convenient. What do you mean debugger? I'm using this. I'm using ESLint. Was it index? Oh, you mean here. Right. So instead of add links button, you're saying I should do button add links button format. You mean like that, so I can find them all. Ooh, now that you're all here, I have a question. You know, if I'm working on the index page, right? How can I get it so that IntelliSense somehow, when I'm typing document get element by ID, it gives me links as an option? Does anyone know how I can do that? Because right now I'm in the blind. My JavaScript and the HTML don't communicate. Even in the CSS, I've got a thing where if I hold Control, it will take me to the CSS class in my CSS page. But even in the CSS, if I wanted a button, do you see, like IntelliSense doesn't even, it's like they don't communicate with each other. You should use something else. Yes, for vars, but if you want to be semantic, you should use something else. What do you mean by that, Offlight? Can you give me an example? On the right is a picture of the bug in a circle with the line through it. Yeah, that's a debugger. What about it? VS Code is a text editor, not an IDE. Oh. So what you're saying is what I want, unless there's an extension, it can't be done. I love VS Code. It's fine, I'll just have to remember. Setting what up? This? The debugger? What would I have to set up? Wouldn't I have to toggle debugging though, like start debugging? Okay. If you guys do find an extension like that, please do let me know, because I could really use that. Because I want to be able to type, let's say, button add links as the ID. I want my style to give me the option button, but obviously it doesn't. And also, how do I find all the references of this now? How do I find broken references? Because obviously the JS is not going to be like, it doesn't exist, bro. I like button add links though. So where do we have button? I think it was button format. I think these are the only places. Button copy. And button add links. Let's say add link instead of add links, because you're only going to add one at a time. Button add link, button format, and button copy. I don't think I styled any of these yet. Jeez, imagine your CSS is like several hundred long and you don't know where everything is. So what are you guys saying? Can I place a link without getting banned over here? It depends, what's the link? I'm off for some sleep. You take care, guys. Koof, was great having you. Hope you sleep well. Get some rest. And see you tomorrow. Thanks for all the support and the laughs. Naming conventions. For CSS. Yeah, sure. Share it. Because as you can tell, mine is just... I tried to go with input. I tried to go with user input. So then user input... and input progress, input link title, input link URL, you know what I mean? So everything is input. So there's at least that bit of consistency. And then link title, link URL, you see what I mean? So hopefully that's better. This is a way. It's getting very popular now. Just check it out. Menu item visible. That's hard to read. That's better. That's clearer. So that's camel case. That's what we do in JavaScript. Wait, so is this the preferred one? The one that's separated by a hyphen? Look at the examples. Under naming rules is the preferred one. Why is there double line spacing? That would bother me. Don't tell me this is preferred. Is this preferred? Is this the preferred one with double line, double underline? That is so ugly. Who would want double? And imagine you miss it accidentally. You have to literally type it in twice. New way of writing CSS syntax. Well, I hope it never takes off. It's useful. Why, Veroni? So you also don't agree? Hello near this? CSS IntelliSense. Through the link element. Oh, the link element. Wait, does it mean the link element as in this link element? Oh, if this works, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you so hard. Hello near this. Yes, it's this one. I already have it. What the hell? I already had it. With double underscore, you can tell that this... You can tell this element is sub-element. What's the sub-element of what? Let me look at that example again, sorry. So I get menu underscore underscore item. Of some parent element. So menu is the top parent, item is the sub. So if there's two underneath it, it means up on Discord? 4? Aussie! Welcome. BEM is block element, right? Block element mod name, right? That's BEM. Oh, these are the alternative naming schemes, right? But are you always going to use an underscore anyway to separate them? So what does it matter if it's camel case or not, you know? Day 23, H3, yay! How's it going? Right. Let's see what Offlight has to say. How's it going? You're now live. You can hear yourself twice. Oh, you can't? Oh, hold on. Can you hear me? Yeah. My actual webpage, or what? Oh, you mean this one? The one I was working on? Yeah. Yeah, what I try to do here is like, I've always done containers, so I have like one main container that houses everything, then below that I have an intro, usually for a section, then a main. So that's how I work with those, but I get lost with inline elements like these inputs. So you'll see that there's a div class here called user input that houses all of that, but then notice it's input day, input date. How would you name it then? You mean underscore instead of lowercase? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm hosting a podcast now, guys. It's a podcast here with Offlight X. Yeah. Let's check it out. Okay, that looks cool. I know H3 is probably like getting really excited here. So this is in React? Oh, in Angular, right. Wow. Yeah, I do. Over here. Tiny little phone. S9. That's cool, wow. That looks really cool, yeah. Are you also following that naming scheme? No? Coming around telling people use it? Using the bootstrap? I see it, the call LG6, call MD7. Yeah, that's so readable. Yeah. Okay, so you just want to show off your work, actually, because, you know, you're not streaming, so, like, come to another stream here, guys. What do you guys think, guys, in chat? Comment, do we like this? Do we like the Smart Buzz? I think it looks cool. Yeah, let's go. Let's contact. Spam those numbers, boys. Oh, that's cool, that animation with the map. And I like how it's like styled, like the whole, it matches with the whole website theme. That's cool. How did you avoid the whole Google Maps saying the developers thing? You know the API, there was like some limitation when you use Google APIs for map. Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Oh, hold on. They can't hear you. This is fun. So this whole time I've been talking to myself. No one's bothered to mention that. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Hold on. Let me just... Can you guys hear anything now? Can I hear you? Hold on, say something. Are you speaking? He is speaking. We can't hear him. Yay, even better. Nah, I can't even hear him. Yeah, I have quite a complicated setup. Hold on. Okay, I can hear you now. Can you guys hear him now?
Testing my playback sound system. Testing your playback sound system.
Yep, okay. You can hear him. Cool. Yay! They can hear you, I can hear you.
Okay, so, yeah.
You want to repeat again? That was amazing.
Okay, so what I was saying about BEM, it's just a way of doing it, of professionals, like when you have massive code of CSS, or you want to have, like when you work with multiple people on CSS, you will use some kind of naming convention. You will like sit down together when you're working on Scrum or something and say, okay, these kind of rules are applied to this project. This is what we agree on, so we'll use this. And BEM is just a way of doing it. Like it's just, yeah, like I said, it's a way of doing it. Yeah, well, okay. How you would see what you're seeing now, the code in page source is not the real code how we wrote it, but Angular and React, they are single page applications, and this website needed to be SEO ready so Google can crawl it, and Angular and React can't be crawled because do you know anything about curl?
Yeah, PHP curl, right?
Yeah, something like that. So if you would try to use a curl on a regular Angular page, you would get just the app root, just one div. So that's not helpful, because that's kind of how Google crawls as well.
And so why are you doing it in Angular? Did they just want it in Angular, like?
Well, if you go up and go to what is it? Let me check with you. Like the first.
I do have a question though.
Yeah, sure.
Wat is dat? Waar wil jij contact over opnemen?
This is Dutch. It says.
I know it's Dutch. It's similar to our Afrikaans.
Where do you want it?
Heeft u een vraag over een product? Wilt u direct advies? Of zeker zien? It's like, sounds very different. Where Afrikaans would be like, zeker zien van die uisterkeuze voor. Oef, ipara. Yeah, it's like very rough. So Dutch is...
So check.
So
check the first link called reparatie.
Yeah. Oh,
so
nice.
in here you could check, like you should check like what they do, what the service is. They would come to you and repair your device.
Oh, cool. Battery in like 10 minutes. Or like a network antenna. That's cool. That's nice.
So you can click on it, and what happens is you can basically sign up. And what I did, why I chose Angular as well. Yeah, we don't have. It says we don't have that brand. Just check from something of iPhone and check like changing battery.
Apple iPhone X battery. There we go. So you
Yeah.
can choose speed, need,
And yeah, so this is like
12
the
month
3
guarantee,
packages that they
45-minute
offer.
repair time. That's cool.
So this is the 3 packages that they offer, like just do appointment or like
And is
like
this an
how
actual
it's
thing,
like.
like a real client, or
Yeah,
is it just like an example?
yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, guys. So this
So-
video was sponsored by SmartBus. I'll be sending them an invoice shortly. You know, get the word out there. That's cool though.
I would
Nice.
send
How
you an
long?
invoice back then. As well.
We'll like send it back and forth, and I
I'm
gotta share it with
teaching
my
you.
chat.
Yeah.
So how long is it?
what
Just you working on this project?
yeah, me and a friend.
Okay,
So
nice.
this has like I did something else as well with the link. So if you do the URL the IP
Mhm.
slash and then iPhone -7 or something,
Okay.
you would get
iPhone -7. Oh,
yeah,
you spot like SEO links.
yeah, like if you know some models, like we use some SEO links for that.
That's really cool. Yeah, and then Google pretty much like picked that up. So it's like website
Yeah.
/iPhone 7, iPhone 8. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Nice. Okay. Well, I'll save this and I'll check it out later. But I should get back to my own little project now.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks for sharing that,
I
and
was-
thanks for sharing the naming convention. I'll keep it in mind.
It's just something like people would say, maybe, and you won't look stupid when you say, "Okay, use BEM," and like you would say, "What's BEM?"
Yeah, you gotta figure out that. So you got a question from Hello Near This. How did you deal with tracking cookies and people who opt out of cookies but still want to use the site?
How I would do? Well, I didn't came to that point for this project yet, but what I would use is, I don't really need the cookies. Because Google automatically tracks the cookies for me. Oh shit, my Google Home started. Shut up. So yeah, if people opt out for cookies, they can do that because what I use is I use your local storage when you choose something, so I won't go to the database again. But local storage is separate of your cookies, so we don't need to track your cookies.
Good thing I block everything so nothing can store anything. Nice try, just had to make sure there.
No, but that's I use your local storage, so I don't access the database quite often.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, that's cool. Nice. Alright. Well, if there's anything else, let me know in chat. And I will definitely be
sure.
following your production, see how that goes. Pick up a thing or two. It's exciting to know there's someone now with like some really nice talents. I like it. Well done.
Well, I'm just trying to help you out.
Cool.
I'll
really
go back
appreciate
to
it.
chat now.
Cool. Thanks a lot, eh? We'll chat again soon.
No problem.
Bye. That was fun. I'm gonna save this. Something to keep in mind. And H3H3 has probably gone off already and started copying things. Okay, so where are we now? We got a little bit sidetracked. I was trying to figure out why this didn't work. Hello Near This, you said, does the lightning button do anything? Oh, maybe because I didn't click that button and you had to click it?
Offlightx is following the family.
So good to have you here, OfflightX. Thank you for joining the family. Does that mean I can do... What is something that we haven't defined so we can check? I don't think we've done button copy, and that's an ID. So if I go, oh, it's not working! Do I have to do it on the index page? Click to cache again. Do I have to cache it on here as well? It's not working! Hello Near This. Any other ideas? Because that sucks. I'd love to use that. Wait, is it working but only for the dot? Let's do a test. Class test. Right. Let's cache it to make sure. And then we go dot test. Nah, it's not working. Testosterone, hey, how's it going? Good to have you drop by again. We're making some progress with our little project here. I was just trying to get the IntelliSense for CSS to work. You're apparently supposed to be able to do it, but it's not working. Makes me sad. I want to get this. Wait, that's the CSS in... This is reverse. That's in HTML. That's the other way around. If I did a test like this... then it works. If we rename test to Bob, we obviously don't get anything. Do I have to cache the HTML page or the CSS page? Oh, it does automatic. There you go. Okay. So it's not the way that I thought it would be. I thought you could define a class and then in the style. You should do the style first and then IntelliSense picks it up. Okay. That still works there. So now is there a JavaScript and HTML one? IntelliSense. I need one for the JavaScript and HTML. When I'm in my JavaScript, it will automatically find it. I don't think there is such a thing, is there? How would you guys deal with that? So let's say I'm working in here and I need to select an element. Let's say button format, right? Get element by ID. What if I don't know what it's called? I want to start typing. Like, how do you find it? I'd have to go here and refer. Okay, is it button format? Like, surely there's something that exists. Okay, let's see what we've done so far though. We've got a little message here. We should have appended links title container, which is a div, to our links container. We should have an empty div if we go ahead and check now. So let us check under links to see if that worked. So where's links? There's links, right? So you guys see there's only 2 links inside of it, right? So if I click add more links, hey! We're getting divs. Perfect. So we got our div in there. Next thing that we need to do now is append. So after all of this, and of course don't forget your mom, she's very important to our mission here. We are going to append child. Then we need to take links container, sorry, title container. We need to append child, the paragraph. We need a paragraph in there. So we're going to get a paragraph inside of our div, and then inside of that we need a text node. You guys said inner HTML is not reliable. Someone said that earlier. So we're going to need links paragraph dot append child. Links title heading. Whew, okay, that's something. So now we should have something a bit more. So when I click add more links, we get div with a paragraph links title in it. Hey, hey. Beautiful. So that's working. My only issue now is that because it's a flex, it's going to put them all there. And we don't want that. So the only way to change that is if we change the ID of links to class. But if... No, that's fine. That's fine. We can keep it ID links. Do you guys have any best practices on having the same ID and class for a naming convention? Because I'm going to change the class to links, but the ID is also links. Reason being, I want to access it by its ID for manipulation, but I want to style it by class. Because you can't have... Oh, it's going to be another issue now. Don't worry, we're not going to do that because that's not going to work. Here's the problem, guys. We got a flex container and it's going to add as much as it can. We need to somehow specify the maximum amount of items and I think there's a way to do that. Should we do flex wrap maybe? That might be something that can work. Is that Flexbox? Yes, it is. And you can hear me, by the way. Hello on Earth, right? Just want to make sure. Okay, cool. Flex wrap. Let's do flex wrap. Wrap! God damn it! Wrap! I only want 2 per. Am I literally gonna have to set like a freaking... Okay, what CSS are we using for it? We're using link title and link URL. So link title, link URL. Do we do like a width? It's gonna probably break it. 25%. Just something crazy for now. Just wanna see what happens. Why is it not wrapping sooner? Okay, let's do 50-50 split. That should... Okay, that's a bit too much now, huh? Let's see what we've actually physically done here. So link title is taking up 970 pixels. I would have thought 50% is... Wait, oh, its container is... But what's its container that it's attached to? Is that 50%? I always get confused by this. I'd assume 50% is take up half the space of your container so that 2 of them will fit side by side. But that's not how CSS works. So I have to always end up playing around with these values until I get them to work, and even then they don't look that great. Link title is centered, but the input is not centered. I mean, if we do this right, that could potentially work. But there's gonna have to be a lot of mobile love given. Well, it's kind of working now. It's gonna wrap, which is a good thing, so that's already part of our responsiveness dealt with. But yeah, what don't I like with it currently? These aren't centered. We can fix that. Easy enough. In the link title and link URL, we can just do a justify content. Is it justify align items? Because it's a wrap now? I always get confused between the two. It's not align items, align content. It's not align content. Justify content and justify items. Which one is it? Man, stubborn today. So the width. It's almost like it doesn't change these. The one moves, but the other one doesn't. Okay. I'm rather gonna set a minimum width than play around with all of this. So let's do a min width, something like 350 pixels and be done with it. That should then still keep everything centered. So we got 350 minimum width. That looks better. Can I just reload the page? Okay, now that's the interesting part. Do you guys notice that this one's not affected? The one on the right. Why is that? Link title and the input are both part of the div. Link URL got a BO. It's got a class of BO. What? Is that what's causing the issue? I don't think so. I forgot to... That shouldn't be causing the issue. Okay, so why are you not moving? URL. What is the difference between these two? Input ID, link URL, link title. Both of them are in divs. I can't see a direct issue with it. So the only thing that it could be is the CSS. Link title has a min width of 350. Link URL has a min width of 350 as well. But why? Oh, could it be the padding that's messing this up potentially? It's not the padding. Man, CSS, right? So adding the minimum width is what is messing it up, and for some reason it's not moving our inputs. At least on the right side, that input is not budging. If I bump this up to 550, that one just does not move. It's just like, screw you, I'm not moving. And this is not even centered anymore. How does that work? So that's a flex box. Let's just see if there's anything here. So it's not the width. The width we're pushing to 100%, that's fine. It's not the margin. Justify content does center it. It's not the flex wrap. I would do it with CSS grid. The only reason is I don't know why. I find CSS grid a bit more complicated because you have to set up the templates and the this and that. And flex usually works until it doesn't work. So if you have a simple way that I can change this, then I would gladly try it. But it might be because I'm missing display flex from this. There, that worked. I needed to add flex to it. Flex direction column, display flex, align item center. Plus vote CSS grid. Why are you guys hating on flex? Look, I fixed it. Do you see? There's just something I need to remember. It needs like a lot of love, and when you inherit them or something, you need to put display flex on the one. I don't know, I can't describe it, okay? I would be sucking my thumb right now if I could explain it to you. Eventually I'll understand it, but that day is not today. It's just a lot of testing and then it works. And there we go, we got what we wanted. And if we add more, it should start wrapping. Okay. Westboss has great guys on it. Guides. I'm sure he has great guys on it too, huh? What if we set a minimum width of 500? I just want to see and visualize this. So that's our link title. That's our link section. That's our links title. Can we get a layout of that? Cool, that's that. So when we add more links, oh, the only reason this isn't working like it should is because it doesn't have the class of link title. So you're going to see it's going to push, it's going to push, it's going to push to its maximum. It's getting there, one more, and boom, overflow. So that works nicely. We need to figure out how to assign a class when we create it. Assign class to appended child. That's what we need to do. Apparently it's as easy as calling .className on it. So the first div is going to be link title. So I can literally go links title container dot class name equal to link title. No ways. If that works, I'm gonna be so happy. Okay, so we have nothing yet. Add. Oh, it worked! It worked, guys. We gave it a class. Wow. I love JavaScript. Everyone else can do CSS, that's fine. I'm gonna stick to JavaScript because it just makes so much sense. So every time now, cool, we're gonna get up to 3. If I wanted less, all I need to do is obviously increase the minimum width, which we can do. Obviously once you start getting responsive, once it starts getting smaller, then we're gonna have less and less on the page. So right now we have 2, and then we're gonna have 1. It's nice and responsive though, but we need a minimum width. My browser is a bit larger than most people's at 2560, so maybe if we set the display to is there no option? Is this height 1080 by 1920? Oh, is that the wrong way? Is it width first? 1920 by, yeah, that makes sense. 1080, there we go. So this is 1080p, and you can fit 2 on 1080p. So I think that's good. If you can fit 3, it's because you're on a larger, obviously, screen. That's not an issue. So I'll leave it like that. Happy, happy, happy. So we got link title, and then inside link title we need a paragraph, which we've got, perfect. Then we need an input ID. This one I think might be a little bit more complicated, because how do you add placeholder and all of that stuff? We're gonna have to figure it out. So it's literally dot placeholder, right? Because for each one you just go dot placeholder, dot type. No way. So let's try this. So after title heading, we're gonna have the input. What can we call that? Const. Links title input. Document.create element. I think it should be input, right? And that's all we need to do. And then what we do is links title container dot append child links title input. So we add the input after all of that. Let's go test that while we add it. There we hold on. Did that work? If I click add more, we get link title, and inside it we get the P, and we get an input. Yes, sweet. But the input has nothing, it's just a blank input. But we're gonna make it amazing. Can I edit this as HTML? I just need this as reference briefly. You can have it back later. This is what we need to work on. So after we've got that, we need title input dot ID. Why did I use IDs for them? Why did I use an ID for them? That's bad. I wouldn't go so low level and just drop all the HTML in via inner HTML using template literals. But someone said that inner HTML isn't a good idea because of sanitization or something. I can't remember. They said that I shouldn't do that. Input, hold on. Input, link title. Dot class, and we want dot type is going to be text, and placeholder is going to be, and these will obviously be all variables that you can define. I'm not gonna have these defined hard-coded. This is just for now. So then if we try it now, what do we get? We get another one. Input type text placeholder, add a title for your URL. Sweet. It just doesn't have the class for whatever reason. It's missing the class. Why did you not like the class? Oh, it's not the class. See, that's what's weird and trips me up. You do .type to set its type, but for class you need to do class name. You can't do .class. But weird. There we go, working perfectly. Wow. So for every bit that you want, you're gonna get more and more. Add as many links as you want. Now I'm gonna have to do a for each loop. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. And I just realized now I made a note for myself. I think class was previously used by the system. Well done. Thank you. I appreciate it. I made a note for myself actually. Have the URLs, have classes, and use document get element by class name for each URL. You see, I already made a note. I just got to figure out why I decided to have an ID. Input URL title. Is it because in the JavaScript? I bet you I used it somewhere here. There you go. That's why. Get element by ID. User URL title. User URL. Okay, so we need to separate this because this is what we're going to have to fix now, because this is not going to work anymore. We're no longer going to get it by ID because they have to be unique, and IDs you can't repeat. So we got to drop this completely. The input is no longer going to have an ID, nor is that one going to have an ID. They're only going to have classes. Link title and link URL. It's going to have the base input and input link URL, input link title. Whew. Okay, we're gonna have to get an array of them. That is where we comment these out, and there's get element by class name, and it stays the same. It's gonna be input link title and input link URL. Yeah. What is this? User URL. Oops, I uncommented the wrong one. You go there. There you are. User title is first. Input URL title. Get element by class name. Input URL title. Input link title. Can I do? I think I can still do dot value. No, that returns an array. You can't do dot value. Control PN line to comment out. Control plus toggles line comment. Control PN. What's PN? What is PN? PN. Can't say I've heard of PN before. You mean like page up, page down? Control plus PN is a typo. Oh, did you mean to say control plus? Oh, that's cool. Nice, thanks. Okay, so we got input URL title, input link title, get elements by class name. So then if I go console.log, I just want to confirm before we start, we're going to log that. And thank you so much to whoever said Control C, Control V on a new line. Ah, I feel like I'm back in Notepad++ again. It's going to take me a bit of adjustment, but I'm sure the more I work on it, the better that's going to be. Now I want to add more links, and then I want to, oops, I accidentally clicked format. It's okay. So there's a HTML collection. Wait, initially there was nothing, and then there was something? But they were getting the collection. Look at that. All of the input link titles. Perfect. So the 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1? Why is that 2? Oh, because they're link titles. They're not URLs. Right. URLs are empty. You might be able to type log to do a console.log. What do you mean by that? Oh, you mean instead of typing console log. No, log. Yes, the other log. What is the first one? Because that's annoying. I would love these to show up first. Because the same with function. When I'm typing function, it's like a short form, but it doesn't give me the one I want. Whereas I wish this one would come at first. Like, I don't mind both, but give me that one first. Because that gives me the whole way to define a function, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of things here. And like SVG, I don't even think that's JavaScript, is it? Oh, my memory's being chowed right now. 4.7 gigs in Firefox. What? Is that me? Did I like accidentally... Damn, and I'm not even... There might have been a memory leak. I don't know if it was me that caused it or was something else. That sucks. Is there a way to check? Do you guys know? My log is first. What do you mean by that? Oh, your log is first. It might be an add-on then. So what am I looking at? Do you guys have any idea? Trying to figure out... That's only 4 megs. So what is using 4.7 gigs in my browser? I literally only have these 4 tabs open. Unless it's this thing. Running stacks again in the console. But the last run was at like 1648, so I don't think it's that. I'm gonna have to crash my browser real quick. Because, yeah, 4. There we go, restore it. And I'm just gonna have to watch to see if it rises. Okay, anyway, we made some great progress. I just want to make sure that it's not me that's creating like a leak somewhere. No, it's stable. It's not rising crazy. Okay, so... We're not getting that log anymore, by the way. I just... Oh, we didn't click format, that's why. There you go. Cool. So we got our array. Brilliant. Now what we want to do is for each one... I don't know how we're going to do this. But let's first complete the assignment. So let's just confirm that these are exact clones of what we're working with. PP and input class, input like title, type text, placeholder, yep. It looks exactly the same to me. So now we need to do the same for URLs. In VS Code settings, check that emmet.trigger expansion on tab is true. I do use Emmet, but I do have other things like CSS-lint, ESLint, and I think one of the markdowns. Let's check Emmet. But people said use Emmet, but then I feel it clashes with something else I use. So show suggestions as snippets. No. Trigger expansion on tab, I don't have that. Okay, so when I do that, what happens now? Am I supposed to hit tab? So I type log. How am I supposed to use Emmet? What's the whole point of tab? Log tab. No. It goes to the first one, whatever that is, the A. What is the first one? It's like it's autocomplete for something else. The A is like a text. It's like common names like var. And let. Let's fine. You don't have any idea what that could be, yeah? Emmet, okay. Show suggestions as snippets, cool, true. Editor snippet, show suggestions as true. Snippet suggestions top. If it's not here, I might have to edit in the JSON file. But it should be here. No, it doesn't look like it. Or is there? Is it not the abbreviations? Search settings. Editor dot snippet. Snippet suggestions. Oh, there you go. Inline. Top. There you go. Perfect. So what was the first one? Do you know? Why would it never be like that by default? Oh, but why get element by ID as text? Oh, because it is text. Hey, it's not the full thing. Common spelling. Thanks, I really appreciate it. Awesome. We can move forward now. Okay, so you know, I've heard from other people that your function should never be more than 3 lines. If it is, you need to split it up into multiple functions. And I always struggle with that. Like, look for example at our function currently. It adds links to sections. You guys have seen what I've been doing. How could we make this better? We need to define our variables, obviously. So I get confused when they say a function needs to be 3 lines. What about the variables that you're working with? Where would those variables go? The 3-line is BS? I don't know, there's a lot of them that swear by it. And I want to do like best practice and all that. Don't hit enter. Oh, you mean right now? Or what do you mean don't hit enter? Don't hit enter for what? Just write it all on one line. Yeah, they are not best practices. You'll end up with a ton of functions instead of writing clean code, yeah. Okay, so can you guys advise me then on how we can clean this up? Let me first get it done, and then you guys can advise me. And we can take it from there. So what needs to happen now? And for example, while you're appending, where would you give the class name? After you're done appending everything? Like from here? I guess that's better logic, right? First append everything, then start modifying the attributes, right? So link, title, container, the topmost one, class name, then the input, etc. Did I have a paragraph? Oh, I did. Yes, I did. We need links URL heading. And then we need an input. Dot append child. Links title container. Not going to be link title, it's going to be URL title, if I'm not mistaken. It's link title and link URL. I guess that works. Links title. Yeah, link URL. Class name. Input type. Input link URL. And it's still going to be, oh, this is going to be URL. The type is URL. And there's the placeholder. Okay. Links container dot append child links title container. That is just a div. Links title container dot append child links paragraph. That's just a paragraph. Links paragraph dot append child links URL heading. Just want to see what happens if I run it as is. Yeah, I thought so. We're gonna run into that issue where it duplicates. That's why I need links URL container. Links title container needs to change into links URL container. So the container is fine, title container is fine. Paragraph gets shared between them. I don't know if it will get shared in this case, we'll see now. Okay, something is going funky. Let's run it once and try to see what's going on. So we got two divs now, link title, link URL. When we click add more, we get link title and link URL. That's fine. Oh, hold on. Let's open it up. Oh, you can't open link title. Why? Link title doesn't have a P or input in it. It put it in the P. It messed it up somehow. I think it's the order in which I called it in. Links container dot append child links title container. Then in a title container append the child links paragraph. Links paragraph dot append child links title heading. Links title container dot append child links title input. Does every one of these have to be unique, including the links title input? Oh, I think it's going to have to be. So we're gonna have to have links URL input. That's gonna have to be links title paragraph and links URL paragraph. I hope it's not the case. We're gonna have to refactor seriously after this. So you got your container, then you got your title container, then you got your title paragraph, which we created an element P. Then we created a text node that we put into the title heading. Container.append child, links title container, links title container.append child, links paragraph, links title paragraph dot append child, links title heading, links title container dot append child, links title input. Right. Then the same practice for that. Container, URL container, paragraph, links URL container dot append child, links URL paragraph, links URL container dot append child, links title input. It's going to be links URL input. Whew. Okay, URL. Good thing we separated them. Title and URL. They all say URL now, except for the container. Then we start with the container, then the paragraph, then the heading, and the input is at the end. We need major refactoring. Are the const in order, title and then URL? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Okay, that worked. Boom. Let's check to make sure that it is fine now. Links. So we got link title and link URL. This is our original one. Let's compare it to the one we created. So link title and link title both have the same class. They both have a paragraph in it, and their class is input link title, type is text placeholder, add a title for your URL. So both of them are correct. Then we have link URL and link URL. Both have a paragraph with link URL in it. The class are both input link URL. Types, URL, placeholders are exactly the same. I think we've done it. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? Sweet. You have two types of data, title and URL. That's correct. Title and URL. So the const should have the titles together and the URLs together. That's what I've done. All the links are there for title and URL. Is that what you mean? There's the link stuff for title, and there's the link stuff for URL. Or are you not referring to that? Are you referring to something else? That's how they grouped. This is for the links. Sorry, for the titles, and that's for the links. I can add a comment, link titles, link URLs, like that. The links leading everything through you. Oh, okay, right. I mean, I don't need links. I've just been naming everything links. I could literally... how do I select just a portion again? I forgot the keybind. Like if I just want to select the first... That's where it says link. Do you know what I'm referring to? I want to just select links. Oh, wait, I did something. Don't know what I did. Would be better to do a refactor, yeah, I agree. What do you think about removing links? As soon as I can figure out how to do this. How can I go down like that? Ah! Okay, time to Google. VS Code, select multiple lines. But apparently that's not a someone suggested it? No, surely there must be a way to do it. Control Alt and up or down arrow keys. Oh, there you go. Okay, so it is Control and Alt and down arrow to give you multiple lines to edit. So what do you think if we do title container? And URL container. The problem is it's part of the links section, so how would you handle that then? You know what I mean? Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know F2 would do that. That's so cool. But if I do Control Alt and then links and I do F2, oh, it's not gonna change. Yeah, it's gonna change everywhere, but it's not gonna. Okay, I'd have to do it one by one. What do we think about title container? Do we know it's links because of the function? Title paragraph, title heading, title input. Problem is, do you know it's a link title input? Is that redundant? Because we're saying add links. And then instead of add links section, I think it should be add link section. Because you're adding one at a time every time you click, right? So it should be add link section. Actually, I'm going to get used to this F2 thing. Thank you for showing me that. Because then when I go like that, it should have changed that. Yeah, it did. Yeah, we know it's links. Okay. So do the same here. So URL container, URL paragraph, URL heading, URL input. Sweet F2, right? The only thing that I wish it could do is when I do Control Alt and I select multiple lines and then I select all the URL and I go F2, that it changes everywhere. So E paragraph, E heading, you know what I mean? It doesn't do that. I have to be... yeah. That's okay. So title container, URL container. you usually declare the variables at the top. So having title input under title length and the const below that for the URLs wouldn't be that good, would it? Hey, I'm not going to stay to the end, unfortunately. Going to bed after a long day of internship and stuff. No worries. I really appreciate you dropping by, however long you're here, Teslas Dennis. I hope your internship stuff went well. That's pretty exciting. What are you interning as? It's okay as it is, very readable. Do you have any idea what could be causing my browser to just chow RAM? Because it's pretty much only this tab that's open. The other tabs, we closed them. And like, I went over 2.5 gigs, then you saw it crashed. I mean, surely just clicking add more links shouldn't be that resource intensive, should it? Could it just be the live server I'm using? Do I have some kind of memory leak? Because this only runs if you run copy. This only runs if you click format. This only runs if you click format. Jesus, that's a long bit. Wait, is add events continuously running? How does it work? Because I needed something to trigger where I need to add an event listener to all my buttons. So I did add events, I'm calling it, but is this continuously running? Because if it is, I think that's where the memory leak is. Thing is, the RAM doesn't seem to increase. I guess there's one way to find out. I need to remember, just do log tab. Let's see how many times that gets run. Only once. So then what's causing the memory leak? Maybe it was a one-time thing, we'll have to see. Do you have any experience with adding events, by the way? Hello, near this. In Testosterone, it's difficult, to be honest. Work at a local startup, create a new PostgreSQL. Is it PostgreSQL database, and now have to manually create all tables. Ooh, fun. They let you do the fun stuff, huh? Then make REST API and Node.js for the front-end apps. That sounds fun. Not the front-end stuff. Let, the front-end people do that. But the back-end stuff sounds really cool. I'd love to hear more about that sometime. But it sounds like fun. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Learning quite a bit. And that's awesome. Like, experience is great. It's going to give you that upper edge to be able to, like, land a job somewhere. If not the startup itself. Nicely done. And hello, near this. No, sorry. Okay, no, it's fine. Not a problem. We'll figure it out. What were we doing here? Oh, we're trying to figure out the stuff we needed to add. We're done with that now. I just realized this had an open and close bracket. Maybe that affected it somehow? Oh, we should probably have paid attention to our output here. Let's fix all the issues here. Exceeds the maximum line length. Well, we can just remove it. We're done with that. Do not use empty rule sets. That's the CSS. We're not worried about that now. Unexpected console statement, deal with it. Unexpected, yeah, deal with it, deal with it. Deal with it. Unexpected alert. Okay, so nothing really an issue right now. Event lists can be added all the way at the bottom of a file. No need to call the method. How would you... So if this is my main JavaScript file, right? How would you add the events? Because currently I have a function and then I go add events. You don't even put them in a function. Why do you call them methods? Methods are functions on a property, aren't they? On an object. Is this the other language that you know coming out? So you would literally remove this and just call document.getElementById. Guess what? I figured out how we can refactor this if I want it as a function. And I think there'll be a reason why I want it as a function, because guess what? There's repetition. So take all of this out, right? I just want to see if it works. Because apparently you can do it this way. Oops. .NET habits. Memory problems. Should probably Google that, huh? What are this? What are the memory problems? I'm not using Chrome, Firefox, but same thing, right? Ideally, identify detached DOM trees. Detached, but we're not detaching them, right? We're adding. Another reason to use JavaScript, huh? I wish I knew what this meant. I mean, I'm using 1.5 gigs. Wait, maybe it's this. Memory take snapshot. Oh, this take a while. Oh yeah. 100 megs. 25,000 objects. Okay, free code camp, I love you, but I'm gonna have to close you for now. But I still don't think it's that. What is using 1.5 gigs? Can it be this? That's 18 megs. I'm pretty sure Git wouldn't have a memory leak. This site? BEM info? Nope. Gonna save this for later. Let me close everything. You know what we can do? Let's completely close it. And then we're going to open it up again and see what it starts with. Cool, it's closed. Let's run it up again. Okay, now we are currently using 158 megs. 134. And I want to do start recording performance. I'm guessing it might have been a one-time thing. We'll see. I'm currently on 200 megs, so let's start creating elements. Some stuff happened there. How's our memory doing? We're on 210 megs. I don't think it was us. I think it was someone else. Eh. Can I add more and more? Could it be an extension? I have nothing. That's specifically why I got Firefox Portable. So I can get a brand new Firefox with literally nothing. No extensions, no settings, no nothing. Pure clean. Very important. Seems fine. I've seen no issues so far. I take another snap. 5.6, yeah. Performance is fine. It's fine, no issues. If I click format, nothing crazy happens. If I click copy output, nothing happens. If I reload the page, you know what I think it could be? While I'm editing the code, remember I'm using a live server, something could have gotten injected into the browser and then it messed it up momentarily while I fixed it. You know what I mean? So I think that could have been the issue. Forget skippable. I love these. So what does the stuff mean? Recalculate style, apply style change. Those. Look at that. Like performance was negligible. The paint. I guess paint is when it draws it to the when it shows you it, right? Where was the really bad stuff? The paint is what's getting it. Paint faster, goddammit. Bob Ross is going to be... Ooh. DOM event. Event type click. Add link section. This is really cool, so you can see what happened. It took 0.20... Is that 200 milliseconds? That's nothing. If it's 200 milliseconds. No, I think that's 0.2 milliseconds. That's nothing. Actually, all of this is nothing. I thought there was seconds. 2 seconds. It's 2.5 milliseconds, right? Now that's nothing. If we see something in like crazy range. Yeah, there was nothing. It's not us. Maybe it's Free Code Camp. Because there's some weird stuff. Either that or while I'm editing in VS. Anyway, I told you I could do something really cool here, right? Check here, function add events. We're gonna take an argument, element ID, right? And event type, because I think this is called an event type. When you add the event listener, it's the type. And do we do just function? What would you call it? Element ID, event type, and then function. Func. Because this is what I'm gonna do then. My function. So you'll call it my function instead of function. Because then all we do is we take this entire thing, for example, and then we can replace element ID in there. An event type there, and the function there. So then all you do is you call add events, you give it button format, and you give it click, and you give it format, in this case R1. So instead of literally writing all that each time, you just give it the element ID, the type, because you're adding an event. So add events, what element? That's cool, right? And then for the others, it's as simple as just changing this to button copy, button add link. All of them are going to be click. That's going to be copy. That's going to be add link section. So instead of having those 3 super long ones, we just have that. Now, can we refactor further? The largest thing is the names of the ID. That we can't really change. Well, I mean, we could. We could change button to BTN, for example. Click can't be changed. And then the functions themselves obviously can't be changed unless we shorted them. So, is this the quickest way we can do this without avoiding repetition? I think it is, right? Yeah. So that's the easiest. Now we just gotta see if it works still. So we go test now. Can we add more links? Yes. Can we format? Yes. Can we copy the output? Yes, we can. Perfect. Brilliant. So we refactored that. What if we change my function to call? Is that a bit long? If it makes it more readable? Element ID, event type, and function to call. Wouldn't you agree that's a bit better? Sure, it's a bit longer, but we're only defining it once. And from there on, you're passing parameters. Readable is best, yeah. So function to call. That is, you would agree that's readable, right? Or would you leave it as my func? Now I'm thinking element ID versus target element. Which one looks better to you? Target element? Because you're trying to see add events, element ID, event type, function to call, or would you go target element? Which one do you prefer? Target element is asking obviously for which element, where element ID is more specific because you're asking for the element of the ID. So unless you said target element ID, maybe element ID is still clearer than target element? No, element ID as its reference as system element. What are you saying? Leave it as element ID. Yeah, leave it. Cool. Cool. I agree. Amazing. Sorry, I'm stalling because I don't want to look at this monstrosity. Jesus. What can we really honestly do here? There's a lot of variables that need to be assigned. I've seen people define variables in JavaScript multi-line. So what if we did links title container and URL container combined into one? You know what I mean? So title container, URL container, Does it work like that? Equal to and then comma equal to? Or is that only if you're going to assign the same value to multiple variables? That doesn't work, does it? No, it blows readability, true. Okay, looking at the repetition, a lot of it is document.createElement. What if we created a variable? Oh, that's gonna stop readability, won't it? Because at least you know what it's doing each line. Document.createElement. Because I could say docce div, but then you'll be like, what the hell is docce, right? I just feel like there's a lot of repetition. Or maybe there isn't. Like, can you think of a better solution to this? It's okay. Does this read as links container, append a child to links container, title container? That reads fine. You don't even have to put a comment, right? Title container dot append child title paragraph. Okay, do you have any idea why someone said don't use inner HTML? Because now those guys that were obviously here earlier weren't here. They're not here now. But they were like, don't use inner HTML. I'm gonna check inner HTML versus create text node. Let's see what people say. People of the internet, there's no difference. Apparently create text node is several magnitudes faster than inner HTML when appending to a text node. Computing HTML additions will be very slow, and since we're doing it multiple times. Create text node will escape any strings and show them as they are, while inner HTML could render HTML strings into a DOM. Ah, that could be an issue. Okay, so this is the preferred way to do it, the way we're doing it. Okay, happy with that now. Now we need to figure out how are we gonna format the links. Test 2. Yes, yes. When you go format, obviously it gives you an HTML collection. We need to now format it based on GitHub. This is the format that it needs to be in for multiple. So I was over here. So this is the format that it needs to be in if there's multiple. This is the example of my one. So we already handle that, the brackets. That's going to be the title, and the URL is in the parentheses. That we handle like further down here. See there? Links to work, but now we need it for each one. Damn. I think I need to Google for each real quick. I think. Do you know any other methods that we can do? Because we have an array now, an array of every single element that we add, and we need to get the link for each one. Is for each a good one to use? for each method calls a provided function once for each element in an array in order. I think that'll work for us. And it does not execute the function for array elements without values. That's perfect. But it calls a provided function, so how do we... user URL dot for each, and that's the function. So what? Oh, is this where we can use a anonymous function? What if I don't want to actually call a function? This is where I use an arrow function, right? Will that work? Say x and then console.log x. That's how we'll know if it works. But that is when we click on the button. Okay, let's try it out. But we need to add more links. And then I click format. User URL dot for each is not a function. Is not a function? How? That's an array. Dot for each. What do you mean? Why didn't that work? I'm googling an anonymous function with for each. But why do we get that error? User URL dot for each is not a function. Let's rather use title, because those do exist, dot for each. Check your array. I'll do console.log user URL title. We have a length of 0. Oh. In the console, type the array name. Undefined. Do you mean console.log user URL? It's still undefined. I just realized that something broke here. Where's the array defined? It's not, it's document.getElements by class name gives you an array of classes that match what the input is. I think that's what was causing our issue. Yeah, there you go. So the last one is the only one that works. The first two don't work. The last call is the only one that works. User URL. These are swapped around. That's confusing. Input URL title, input URL link. User URL title is input URL title. User URL is input URL link. Well, okay then. We want input link title. Input link title. Where was I getting these classes from? That was weird. I don't know how I was doing that before, but anyway. There you go, that works now. I don't know what I was doing before, but there you go, it's working. Okay, can we now refactored it to death? And we haven't really even refactored. So that dot for each console.log x. User URL title.forEach is not a function, but it's an array, yeah. Look, I'll even call it before your very eyes. There, it's a HTML collection. I'm gonna Google, but I think it might be an issue. The parent of children is an array-like object. Use the following solution. Parent of children is not an array. It is a HTML collection. It does not have a for each method. You can convert it to the array first, for example in ES6, array.from parent of children.for each function child. Or using spread operator. But that's in ES6. Jeez, that's a bit complicated. Okay, there's yeah, that's the ES6 option, but let's not go that way. Apparently we don't need to do a for each anymore. Apparently this is the way that we want to do it. So we need to get all paragraphs. In our case, all paragraphs are user title. Then we apparently need to call this as a function. And then end it like that. Jeez. Array.prototype.forEach.call user URL title. Do you think I should convert it into array or just call array.prototype.forEach.call like this way? Let's see if this works now. When we call format, hey, we got it. It gave it to us. If I add even more links, we care for test 1 and test 2 and test 3 only format. Does it give us? It gives us test 1, test 2 and test 3. Amazing stuff. But we only want the inner HTML now. Well done. Yeah, so what do you think? Do we want to convert it? We can always do that another time. For now we found something that works. There's just one thing I needed. X dot inner HTML. I want what its content is. What the user put in basically. Nothing. Test 1. Huh? No? Is that not a thing? What does X return? Console.log. It gave us an entire span. X. So when we left it on X, we got input class. Oh, we want value. I think it's value that we want. Yeah, it may not work. What about x.value? There, test 1. Perfect. So if we do test 2, okay, test 1, test 2, test 3, format, we get test 1, test 2, test 3. Wow, skills, right? Oh, now we need to, now that we've got them, we need a string. We need to create a string. Let title test equal to, we need to use string literals, so x.value. But how do we do it for each one? Plus equal to? Make an array? No, it needs to be in the string literal. Like, it's going to be on one line. Link 1, link 2, you know what I mean? Well, actually, hold on. This is the output it needs to be in. For each one, we need one dot. Then we need that. We're going to need a freaking for loop to do this, you know that? Or a better way to do a for loop. For let I, I'm going to show you now, I equal to 0, I less than, I think we're going to need the for inside of there. I'm only writing it out. Jeez, why'd everything go red? Calm down. Why'd everything go red? Function format has a complexity of 6. Oh god, it's because of the complexity. It got too complex now. I said a thing. What's the max complexity? I add a for loop, it breaks. It's too complicated. The function's too complicated. Calm down. For loop is gone. You can relax now. I'll put it inside there. Apparently that's the thing. Okay, so you know what? We need to think about this. It's already calling for each of the value. I was going to create a for loop so that I can take... I need to get that. So we need a string literal that goes string literal I. So that should be 1 dot, right? I dot. So 1 dot. Then we need a bracket. Then inside the bracket we need the URL. This is how it's gonna have to be somehow input. User. Oh, that's where X comes into play, right? Ah, hold on. Inside there, we need X, where X.value is going to be the URL title. So that's going to give us the title. We don't have the URL yet. I don't know how we're going to get there, but that's a problem for another time. But that's good so far. Let's... But we don't need this in the for loop now that I'm thinking about it. We just stick it in there because it's going to do it for each value. And then the for loop can go away. Sure. Yeah, I don't need for exactly. So now we should get... Oh, but we don't have I. What is I? I needs to increment by 1. It needs to be start at 1, then 2, you know what I mean? How do we increment the number? Because this has to be 1, then 2. Does that make sense? Add the index. Where? Like that? I? What does it assign it to? Is it the call? Or is it for each? What does this belong to? Where do these parameters belong to where? Because what is I going to be? Do I go I++? No. Yeah, I know I is the index. But how do we increment I? It's not going to magically just... Not xi. Okay, leave it as x, like it was. Okay. Now what? After the user title. Where? Like, just show me, because like obviously it's hard to see now. Add a I. Add a comma I. You mean like that? Yes. Oh, that works? I need to read up on that. This function, this argument, any. Which are the arguments? Oh, the function being itself. So I'm gonna have to define, because it says it's not defined. Do I have to go let I? Array for each. Let me check quick. Current value. Oh. Index and array. Okay. Nice stuff. But then why is it saying it's undefined? And that's in the parentheses there. Do you see that? That's why I'm saying, are you sure it's not supposed to be I, X in there? Because then I don't get an error. Can try and see what happens, right? Ah, doesn't work. We get undefined. Or if it's like that, I is not defined, we get a reference error. And we can't... Yes, try one of the two. X, comma I. Let me try x, comma I. 0, test 1. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. It's 0. And test 1. Test 2. 0, 1. Perfect. Only problem is, why is it in brackets? Oh, it has to be in brackets. I'm losing my mind. Maybe this would make it less confusing, since this is what I type every single time. Perfect! Now we just have to add a +1 to the index, because it starts at 1, not 0. How do we do that? I +1 maybe? That takes... Ah, okay. Yes! I'm loving this. The fact that we like solving this step by step. So there we got the 1 Twitter post. Twitter post number 2, format, boom. Twitter post number 1, Twitter post number 2, perfect stuff. Now, that's logging it, but how do we add it to a variable now? Let title test equal to we have to do plus equal to, don't we? But apparently that's an issue. Isn't plus equal to, it will add whatever's on the right to itself? Oh, it's equal to plus. I always confuse that. Thank you. Because it's a const. Oh, really? I had no idea. So you do equal to plus. Otherwise... No, it's plus equal to. Well, if I go equal to plus, it doesn't give an error. But if I go plus equal to, it gives an error. It says unexpected token plus. It's early here. It's late here. It says unexpected token. Why? Okay, so what I'm trying to do, let me explain. I want to define a variable, and I want to, for each loop, add that to the variable. Change const to let. Is it because it's a const? Really? No, the token is still an issue. And remove the space between the plus and the equals. Store an unexpected token plus equal to. I mean, I'll try it, see if it works. No, we still get an unexpected token. Good times. Don't make me do let title test equal to title test plus. What the what did it just do to my code? What did it just do to my code? Stop. Define let before the for each. Okay. Let title test. It's going to be an empty string. Title test plus equal to. What do you mean? Title test is assigned a value but never used. Oh, right. Cool, now we need to log it to see if we actually got something. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm just gonna be, what the fuck's actually going on here? There we go! 1 Twitter post! Yo! Let's add another one. Twitter post number 2. Format. There we go. Twitter post number 1. Okay, now it just needs to be a new line, that's all. That's easy to do. You just go back N. Twitter 1, add more. Twitter 2, format. Boom! Actually, not like that. That's 1 too many. I liked spacing before. I forgot this is just a single spacing. Add more. Twitter 2, format. There it is. That's exactly in the way that I need to put it. Now we just have to somehow figure out the URLs. Shite. Low log. Low log? Why low log? We could try to figure that out tomorrow. OfflightX, if you know of an easy solution, feel free to drop me a message on Discord. I got 10 minutes to actually write my log for the day before it's midnight here. So I have to rush. But you can see I have an array.prototype for each user title. So that's giving me the user title. X is the value of user title and I is the index. Only problem is I still need to somehow add user URL to this. So unless I do another array prototype call and then do that for user URLs and then somehow combine them, But the only problem is this is concatenating a string already. The solution for somehow including user URL into this mix. Double for each loop. Inside each other. How would that look if this is the code? Let me drop it in chat for you, so that you can drop it back at me. Oh, Discord. Yeah, better. Will be easier, huh? I'll send you a private message. There you go. Because that's the current one, and I need the index of I. X is the value. Well, I'm sure you know more than I do, so I don't have to tell you what's going on. But I'm going to end things here, because I have like 8 minutes to write up my report for the day and wrap things up. It was really exciting. OfflightX, really great to see you. I haven't seen you around before with a name change and all. Thank you for all the things that you shared. Hello Near This, who I keep mixing up your names depending on what I end up reading it as. Hell on Earth is, or whatever. That's a brilliant username, by the way. Thank you for all your support and all your thoughts on refactoring and just like keeping it lighthearted and keeping me entertained enough to slave away at this, because otherwise it would have been awful doing it alone. And everyone else that was here earlier, Virani, Christopherus, all the new people who I've probably forgotten now, the new followers and all that, I really appreciate all of you. I appreciate everyone that's been here on the stream in any form. If you're a lurko, if you're commenting or whatever it is, I appreciate you nonetheless. So yeah. How's it going, Hazy? It's been a nice stream. Was fun. I learned stuff too. That's great. Yeah, it's a bit different to the free code camp stuff, right? When you're actually building projects, you like realize just how much you know and don't know. I'm still not happy with this function, just the amount of repetition, but it's actually not repetition, but it is. It's crazy. They're just constant definitions. But this is really nice the way we put that, and I like how I refactored this into a single line, so we can call add events, then the element ID, the type of event, and the function to call. So that's better than having to call document.getElement by ID, element ID, add event listener, the event type, click, and then the function. Like all of that is now, we took that amount of code and we shortened it to this for each one. So that's nice. That's one thing I'm proud of at least. But yeah. Send something back. Oh, you sent something back. Sorry. This is a double for each. You get one chance at this. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I have to end the stream because I'm like running out on time. So let's see. X is defined but never used. I is defined. X is already declared in the upper scope. Oh dear. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna run it and hope for the best. Add more links. Twitter 1, Twitter 2. Yes and no. Will it work? We get yes, no, yes, no. Not quite. It overrode each other. I think we need to use Y and J and go Y. Oh, never mind. Never mind. You gave me the idea. I'll figure it out tomorrow. There's some changes that I need to make to this, such as where the links are going to go. Yeah. It's perfect. Alright, well, I'm going to end things off here for now. Hopefully see you guys tomorrow. It's been super exciting. I can't wait to finish this up. I feel tomorrow we're going to get the logic nailed down for this. It's going to be awesome. But yeah, until then, bye for now and hope you guys have an amazing one.